I'm a Pitbull, and I approve this message.
Hey, hello world. Welcome to Conversations with the Pitbull. I'm Foster Quarter. That guy over there. That would be Danny Mason. Hey, I gotta tell you, Danny was like early today, but he came in empty-handed, no donuts. But you know what? I had him beat, boy, because I brought in the almond clustered dark chocolates, and woo-wee. So, we feeling good up in here. Paula, I'm sorry, baby. How are you? Uh-oh.
Danny?
I have to
Hi,
put
Chris.
these on.
Hey,
Everybody?
how you doing?
That's why they call it radio. Hey, how are you?
Good, good.
Yeah? Hey, it's a new dog in your house. I saw it on a picture you accidentally sent me.
Yes.
Congratulations.
It's asleep
It's
right
asleep?
now, so
He
yeah,
or she?
It's a he.
Oh, he still got his little nutsies?
Yeah, we've been calling him Snowballs.
Snowballs. And so he gonna be Snowball.
He's gonna be ballless.
Oh,
pretty
so you're
soon,
gonna be
soon
go
as,
from
you know.
snowball to no ball. Yeah, okay.
Right,
He gonna be
right.
no ball. All right. Hey,
I used to have a Labrador named Snowball.
you did?
Yep.
Oh, good old
A
dog.
black lab named Snowball.
Yeah. Hey, it's a all right, today, and I always say this, don't I, Paula? But on Tuesdays, it may be a short show because our guest, we had a secret guest too. And, whoops, sorry about that. This is the first time I ever did this. And they had something come up that I can't even talk about. So, there is no guest. And bottom line is, it's just us here today. And I wanted to take this opportunity to, share, because Danny's not on Facebook, Paula. Can you believe that?
I know it.
He's got a
I'm
wonderful life.
envious.
I know. He got a wonderful damn life. See, that's why he's my partner, man, because I know how to pick him. He's smarter than me. Okay? That's right. That's why I got this fella up in here, man.
I don't know anybody that's ever come to me and be like, man, my life is just so much better because of Facebook.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Nobody except like the dudes that are getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
All right, the guy that owns Facebook.
But besides that,
I got
everybody's
some
like,
stuff.
oh man, these dudes. So, da, da, da.
I know. Well, it's good that you're not, actually, because that makes it easier. See, you my guinea pig, or not guinea pig, but you my sounding, damn it, I just erased whatever. My sounding board, because Paula? Because Danny is, he's like just straight up, It's like he's not hearing this before or anything. So,
You might actually go out to have dinner with me, and I might actually engage you in a conversation besides playing with my phone.
Right, right.
I'm one of those old throwback kind of people.
Yeah. So listen, this is what I wanted to talk about. There's a couple of things. One, we want to, as we always do at the top of this show, we want to give a shout and bow our heads and a good vibe to Chocolate Thunder. He left us this week.
Yes, sir.
The big D, Daryl Dawkins.
Man.
He was tearing up some rims. So they didn't say what he passed away from, but You know, it was
Daryl
probably,
Dawkins was like, I mean, not only was a dude incredible on the court, but I mean, you talk about somebody with a ridiculous mouthpiece, boy. That dude could talk some trash.
I know.
He said, I mean, you could just, you know, if you don't know him, just Google him or YouTube him or whatever,
Right.
but you'll see some hilarious stuff coming out of that dude's
Yeah,
mouth. He's like, man, I had this one dunk called Yo Mama, and that was for anybody that got in the lane when I was coming through the dunk. And I'm like, he said, I would dunk on him and say, Yo Mama.
Yo Mama.
I'm like, classic, man.
He was something
He
else.
said, I had the Rudy Tootis chicken. If you ain't moving, you best be grooving dunk.
That's
He used to
right.
name all his dunks. And this was back in the time when dunks weren't even really
That's right,
popular.
popular,
Like
yeah.
he was really an innovator and just changed
And
the
then-
game and put it
right.
above the rim. And so he would name all of his dunks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, you know, I mean, you see all these cats in WWE and these celebrities that know how to talk trash. Like a lot of them borrowed it from your boy. So
Yeah.
rest in peace.
And
Chocolate Thunder.
he was the first of the NBA players, Paula, to come out of high school
Yeah.
to go to the NBA. He was the first one to do that. So you know how bad he must have been. So
And one of the first people to break a backboard.
yeah, and a blackboard.
Yeah.
You know, he did that. That's why they got him out of high school. 'Cause
Yep.
he was tearing up the blackboards.
Yeah, that's why the dude started rocking them big ass afros because all the glass that would just start falling
Falling
down. They
down,
had
yeah. Yeah.
security precautions.
Yeah,
So
Daryl Dawkins,
Dr.
baby.
J was like, "That ain't happening to me."
That's right. So
Pick
he's
my
up there
stuff
with
out.
he's up there with Wilt and everything. So you know, praise Jesus. Now, the main issue is, I just found it ironic that 2 incidents in the same week. Paula, don't hang up on me. You went
I
away.
won't.
Well, I heard that little sound. I know you was gone. The in the same week, we can have on different sides of the world the guys in France with the bullet train. You know, 3 heroes, buddies, friends. It's all about positive energy, you know, saving millions of people. Well, not millions, but, you know, it would be millions if you did. You know what I mean? It could be millions or hundreds or 10 or 3. But if bottom line, if you don't want to die, it doesn't matter. So that, and in the same week, you have this insane dude with the TV station shooting. And I want to bring that up, D, because I want to talk to you about it. And, you know, because it affects what we do, right? And as I was been looking at that this week, you know, it crosses up because he used social media, you know, and in a real sick way. But the reality is, this cat has lifted the bar. See, because all of these people, when they go off, it's always about doing something more spectacular, more stupid, more crazy, more but it's a couple of things to go with that. One, with social media, because it directly relates to what's happening with the hate on Facebook and stuff, you know, and which we're semi out of, but we're still going to do our what the trolls say thing, but we'll tell you more about that later. The fact that he made the excuse of the church shooting, which involved, you know, black and white issues, and then that's why it was ironic to me, because the thing that happened in France was a black and white thing, but it was on the other side of the spectrum. You know, it was total balance. And, you know, we know this particular guy is insane. You know, no matter what he says, it is not. He said, oh, Danny, did you know he said that he was hated by black men and white women? And I think that, of course, that was his perception, because he probably wasn't happy because he wasn't
So
either
Donald
one
Trump
of
or whatever. Like,
them. No,
hate about black men and white women.
yeah,
like
well, he wanted
Donald
to,
Trump.
he was probably angry because he wasn't a white woman, and you know, and angry because he didn't quite fit the black man. So yes. Oh, okay, Cheryl, you can call in, please. You've been requested by our studio engineer. Okay, you know, and obviously it was crazy, but the way he did this, and see, the reason I'm saying this is because, and Danny, again, you're not on Facebook, and I swear you're so lucky. I want to show you something, because it's about the hate. See, now tell me, because I'm predicting. Read that. Look at that, and you tell me what you're about. You don't have to say it out loud. We're going to do that later on, because we're going to start making people be responsible. But what I'm trying to get to is the fact that the way that hate is on Facebook, the way that you guys are doing what you're doing, I'm predicting somebody's going to get killed. Okay, somebody's going to die in rescue, Paula. It's going to be around the dogs because, is that amazing?
That's ridiculous. Like, essentially, like I don't know, it looks like some type of thing from somebody on Facebook. It's probably like in rescue or whatever, and somebody else posted something with a picture of her daughter, made like a meme, something that's like very evil, saying like,
these people
like,
up there,
like the little daughter is saying these words about her own mom. Like, I don't know, you pull a kid's picture off the internet, off of their page or something like that, and then you start blasting it off on some hateful.
See, you lucky you ain't up here. But how would you react to that? Now, say that's your son, okay, and that's you, and this group of people up here that think this shit is funny, huh?
I mean, I don't have kids and I don't have Facebook, so it's, I'm left with being like regular Danny, how I handle business,
right?
And like,
but
I like to think that stuff like that wouldn't happen to me, and I also like to think that you wouldn't have to get a chance to see what would happen to you if that happened
That's
to me.
what I'm saying. See, and I'm telling
that's
you,
part of the reason why I don't get on all that, because it's like there's no way that can't agitate you or make you sad or make you feel violated or whatever.
Right. And now, Danny, imagine this, okay? They didn't do this to this woman just one time, right? They didn't do it one time. This shit has been going on for a year.
Like over what though? Like
over bullshit, over nothing.
Like rescue.
It's fucking
rescue beef.
Pardon me for they're gonna say Foster's being sexist and shit. It's female bullshit. It's female.
Because if
me and Danny has had arguments. He'll cuss me out. I cuss him out. Paula cusses me out. I told Cheryl today, and she cusses me out and she thinks I'm upset. But I told her, I don't even take it serious unless she say mofo 3 times. You call me mofo once or twice.
You're just getting started.
Yeah, but the third time I start paying attention. Okay, so.
I think I'd put my money on Cheryl if y'all were in a cursing contest myself. She seems like a tough cookie out there.
Hey, that's Cheryl on the phone. Hello, dear.
Hello, dear. You bet you'd better you'll lose in a cussing contest.
Hey, man.
I go into a bar and sailors run out.
That's right. They'd be like, back to the ship.
Right.
Hey, I don't know what part of if you've been part of it and you heard what we were saying from the beginning or something, but this is that shooting, the television station. I don't think that.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I do not believe it had anything to do with racism or anything else. The fact that he said that the guy worked with me once and didn't want to work with me anymore is pretty telling, because he probably has emotional issues that makes him not want to work with him.
See, and being in media and having done many television shoots, Danny and I, we can directly relate to that. And we have worked with people that after working with them one time, you don't ever want to work with them again.
You go, oh, hell no.
And it's a reason for that, And I mean, and looking at this particular person's whole thing, and I'm not even going to go into it because he doesn't deserve that. But my thing is this. I think that we are doing ourselves in the world a disservice if we just write this off as a crazy guy. You see, because it's deeper than that. Yes, hands down, he was crazy. But what we have to do is use this kind of opportunity to look into the underlying surfaces and the different layers because of the social media. And how do we see this coming? You see, Cheryl and Paula, I'm telling you, I'm not psychic. I can just see the future, And I'm telling you, if what these people are doing to some of these people who I've just met and what they did to me. Also, on that note, I mean, somebody's gonna get hurt. Somebody is going to die in Facebook and rescue.
Yeah.
And I want to say this. This lady, Desiree, if you keep fucking calling me with those crank calls, and that, I'm not just telling this, Danny, like it is. The police is in your ass. I'm tired of you, lady. This lady is insane, and I'm putting you on notice that I'm filing every kind of charge in the world against you. I'm going to have you put away like an insane person you are.
For talking?
Yeah, huh?
For talking? She's going to file everything against you? Just
No.
mind?
I'm having her stalking and all this other stuff. She's
gotcha.
called me 5 minutes before the show. I'm her little fascination, but I'm gonna make her famous. You know, she was on Judge Judy.
That's why you need a iPhone, dog. Like
Yeah.
you messing
She
with
came
the
off like an
Androids. Like
insane.
that was one of the only
No,
reasons
no,
why
they can
I
talk-
bowed down and got rid of my old rotary crank, old school
No,
phone or
crank
whatever.
calls,
Is
Dan.
because they said I was like, you know what? I don't even want a phone because I don't even want people to have access to me, be able to call me and whatever. They're like, well, we need it just in case of emergencies. But they were like, the one cool thing about iPhones is that you can block people's numbers so that they don't ever call you again. I'm like, oh, I don't have to switch.
I've been blocking.
I don't
but
have to
this-
switch my phone.
Listen,
You got to
this
switch
is a
your
crazy
phone.
woman.
Cool,
She's
I'm rolling
got,
with that.
She's got her daddy's.
Thanks, Steve
Oh,
Jobs.
huh? What? Oh, she's like trembling right now. Don't mess with me. All right, I'll put all your little stuff out in the street. All right, because I'm tired of you, lady. Honest to God. Okay, so.
Well,
Don't you guys bear some like responsibility though, like by just being in that world, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
like
we're
I look
just-
at that thing you just showed me, just playing devil's advocate or whatever,
Right.
right? I'm like, don't they have some kind of like privacy settings where it's like, yeah, you can't access my pictures that I have on Facebook.
There's no
only
privacy
only
against
the people.
insane people. They walked this guy out. Security walked that guy out. Okay? And what? A year later, he comes back and shoots 2 people.
I'm not talking about that dude. I'm
But
talking about what
saying,
you just showed me.
I know, but I'm saying these people. I don't know this woman. This woman came back from a vacation and just called me out of the blue, Paula. Okay, just called me out of the blue, just like her buddy Donna Barone. Okay, in my opinion, another nut, a narcissist. She's talking about me. She said she don't know me. These people are crazy. Just because we had some people on the show. And it's getting deeper, believe
But
me.
that's part of the reason. That's
I'm-
part of the.
I've been silent, but you
but that's
guys
part of
keep
the.
making-
Isn't that part of what you get for having a show?
No, that ain't what you get for having a show. What you get for having
This
a
is
show.
what we argued
is-
about when we first started this show.
But
and I'll tell you
look at
because
all
it's
the
like
300 hours that we got, Danny.
yeah, but think about it, like, because like I'm an editor, like I love nothing more than being outside and like on the other side of like the camera or whatever. Like I don't like to be seen. I don't want you just see what it is that I create, but I don't ever want to be seen. Just put
See
me in
the
a
man
dark room
behind
or
the
whatever.
curtain.
It's like I got in front of the camera because Foster asked me to,
And thank you so much.
and the work that we were going to do, the work that we have done with our friends like Cheryl and
Mm-hmm.
Paula and you know, everybody has I do feel has made an impact, and we
Mm-hmm.
have a social responsibility to do what it is that we're doing, but to think that that doesn't come with some type of consequence or some type of you know, put you in the line of fire for nuts, like it's kind of like naive, don't you think?
No, because that's why we're gonna have this lawyer on. Actually, my lawyer and some other people's lawyer who he's the law on cyberbullying and stuff, and he's been so people about to get a rude awakening, and because you know it's $1,000 a count. And you can go to jail. Yes, indeed. See what you look like with bracelets on. You know, you think you can slander people and do different things and stalk people and just do all this insanity? They got laws for that. Because this is, and you know where it started? And
When you signed up for Facebook?
no, Hollywood.
Oh.
Because of celebrities, just like what you just said. Is that what we get for having this show? Because we put ourselves out there to try to do some good for the dog. We're not doing, I mean, it ain't like we actors and, you know, we on some soap opera and doing Johnny Depp money, you know?
But like that same person, like if that same person wasn't on Facebook, for example, and they were doing rescue and somebody had beef with them or whatever, said, "Hey, I don't like the way that you're using pinch collars, or I don't like the way that you're
But they're
like
not
bringing
doing any
5 dogs
rescue.
or whatever." Like that person would have to come down to wherever they're doing their rescue and challenge
deal with
them
it, huh?
or deal with it, and that's when they get smacked the hell up, or they
Right.
get like, you know, whatever. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
But if you allow it's almost like having a castle when you leave the drawbridge down all the time. I'm like, you know what? If the crazy peasants decide to run up in there and steal your loot, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have I don't know. Like, it brings up a bunch of issues like privacy.
I tell you
and,
what, I'm
and
going
your expectation of, you know, of comfort. But I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, Facebook is in your house. Like, Facebook is in your bedroom. I'm like, it's not like this person poked their head through your bedroom and said, hey, you know what? I don't like how you do rescue. You're like, what? Oh, let me get on the phone and call the cops or whatever. But I'm like, if you're on Facebook, like, it seems like you release a certain amount of your expectation for privacy. Same thing with being
on
an
Facebook.
on-air
And I'm glad
personality.
you said that, because that's why when we come back off our vacation, Paula, and Cheryl, I'm starting my screenshots. It's going to be what did the troll say? So everything that you guys write, because y'all all in each other's shit, and everybody's got fake profiles and all this stuff. So everything that's being written, I'm telling our audience, I want all you guys to start sending me your screenshots. Danny and I are going to read what people say.
That would probably be pretty interesting, because just looking at, like, if that's the kind of chatter that's going on.
That's the kind of
and,
chat.
Like, I've heard
Paula, we
Cheryl
want
and
you gonna
Paula
play
tell me
too.
crazy stuff
All right,
that they do.
We'll give you a
Sure,
role.
Danny.
All right, we're gonna, we ain't gonna it's gonna be great. I tell you this, and I'm gonna just say, just on this one particular person, because I'm really sick of you. I'm gonna start playing that Judge Judy episode, Paula, on every episode of our show. If you call me one more time, lady, you call me one more time. And she did a Judge Judy episode where she was about some dog with, and she won the case, but it showed how insane she is. Okay, so I'm just telling you, you call me one more time, you will be on our show as a regular, and I'm gonna do director's commentary.
Well, you know,
Okay,
one of the
so
things.
it ain't gonna matter what Judge Judy is saying and what the other people. I'm gonna do my own commentary.
One of the things
Okay?
too is, like, you know, and I forgot what I was talking about, like, later, maybe it was like earlier this week, but I was talking with somebody about how, you know, they have that slogan, like, history is written by the winners, right? So the person that controls the platform or the media, so to speak, is the one that dictates the actual truth or lie. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
And
Wait a minute. Say that again. Because I think that's us.
It is.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're gonna
Like,
be in big trouble.
That's why you have cats that have, like, radio shows or TV shows, and they got their mute button or whatever, and they'll be like, yeah, go ahead and start winning. It's like, boop. Or they have their whatever. But I know personally.
They bleep it out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or, you know, they can put a horse's head on somebody or whatever.
Right.
Like,
You can't win when you fuck with the media.
I know that was the first thing that I learned as an editor. You know, when you're beginning to learn theory and stuff like that, and the first thing they tell you is that all media are constructions, and that it gives you an understanding of the facade, the manipulation that is capable, and also, thankfully, when you have good instructors and stuff, they teach you about your social responsibility that comes along with having that power. Now, after being an editor for almost 20 years, I developed a whole myriad of skills that if I was on some malicious, like, bent, like, rage or whatever, I
Right.
could really do some damage with what it is that I'm capable of. Just special effects
That's
and
right. Exactly.
sound and whatever. I'm like, and they always say, like, don't ever piss off your editor, because, yeah,
That's
I can
right.
do it. And it reminds me, a few months ago, we were talking with Cheryl, and she did an interview with somebody from a newspaper and
Right.
had all of her words kind of like
Right.
redacted and twisted around or
Right.
whatever. And this dude kind of presented like a one-sided version of this, what was going on with the pit bulls up there.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, you and I know the truth because we know Cheryl. We know
Right.
what the hell she knows and what
Exactly.
she's talking about, and that dude knows the truth or whatever too. But that dude works at the paper, so the stuff that everybody gets to see is a whole different story. And I'm like, well, you know what? We also bear part of the responsibility for even talking to jackasses like that. you're trying to help them out because you feel like spreading the message is important. People should know what these statistics are about animals and animal welfare or whatever. But if you don't do your due diligence on who this person is who's going to be relaying or controlling the actual media platform, then we have to own some of our responsibility and say, hey, you know what? You ain't going to catch me twice. You know what I'm saying? What did dumbass George Bush say? Hey, you fooled me once.
Fool me twice.
Well, fool me twice or whatever. Like, you know. So.
It's like,
Well,
go ahead, Paula. Cheryl. I want you to
with my
read just a little bit
experience-
of it. You don't have to read the whole thing. But go ahead, Cheryl.
Yeah,
Listen, I want
with
Danny
my
to read.
experience with the news media, they come in all friendly and, hey, we want to tell your story and blah, 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 and they ask you questions that make you think they're really interested in the subject and what you have to say, and then what comes out on the printed page doesn't hardly reflect at all what your message is.
Right.
And it's like I just don't understand it. At least be fair and balanced.
Right.
I don't understand the one-sidedness of it.
Well, Danny's point is the fact that the media, it comes with the good and the bad.
The most important thing too is how what is considered media or the type of platform has changed so significantly in recent in recent times. Like before you would expect that from your nightly news or from your newspaper because the platforms weren't as varied. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, oh no, if you can hop on the internet, you can be a blogger, you can be a person that has some type of credibility that's not checked or somehow there's no checks and balances or whatever. So
and that's
knowing that, especially somebody like myself, knowing that power that comes with just having access to the media platform, I know the damage that it can do, which is part of the reason why I stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't even get too like engaged with people in the rescues that we deal with, and the people that are got their foundations, or the people that are raising money, or you're doing something for a good cause. I'm like, you know what, man? If I don't break bread with you and I don't roll with you every day, like, who knows what you're up to? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but
and there's some sheep out there too. People are just following the leader. And this this is a point that I want to make real quick, Paula, because then I want to get to your dogs, okay? And we can save some lives around here. But I'm trying to save a life right now because I'm telling you, this is foster care. Y'all going to look at this in a year, 6 months, a year, or 2 years, 3 years from now and say, damn, Foster was right. You know, she went up. And I'm going to say she because rescue is probably 75% female. You know, it could be a he because, you know, guys are taking, it could be me, damn it. Because you keep on, okay? I'm saying that. That's right. You know, I'm saying to you, because this is very, very serious. Danny, just like what I just showed you, okay? This thing with this woman, this is repeated. You cannot destroy people's lives. You cannot make light of people's situations. You cannot say that you're compassionate for animals, for dogs, and you don't mind destroying a human being's life who has kids in it. You know, this is some sad shit. You know what? Okay, this lady named Lamore, right? We had her on our show. That was part of what made us public enemy #1, right? Because on the Tuesday you weren't here, right? This lady, these people now to let people on Facebook say some of these people, she is like the Antichrist, right? She had never done nothing good and it told me run from this bitch. Okay, run! You better. She gonna cut up your car and put your Social Security number out there. She gonna she gonna come and get your wife and your kids are gonna be missing and it's like, okay, and that's all well and good. That's your experience. Okay, that's your experience because you bring that kind of energy. Shit happens 2 ways. You know, nobody can't just be, you know, that's why I'm getting ready. Me and Desiree going to engage. I'm going to let her see what it is when you stick your hand in the fire, okay? But this woman, Lamore, just went to court, right? For some chomped up bullshit with a neighbor. That's the other thing. These people are calling people's neighbors and getting people's neighbors to spy on them and do different shit and from social media. Then imagine if somebody that don't even know you goes by some kind of way, gets in touch with your neighbor and tell your neighbor shit about you to cause a feud between you two, right? And she's in court, right, with her neighbor. This is somebody's house where they live at with their kids. You assholes who don't even have kids. Wait a minute, let me tell you, look, this is what I just had you read. This woman, Donna Barone, goes on Facebook and is talking about this woman's life like it's a fucking joke. She's talking about, oh, she's sentenced, and keep it to yourself. It's certain stuff that you just don't need to say. Didn't your mama teach you that? Didn't your mama tell you, Danny? It's certain stuff you just don't say. You just leave it alone. But that's evil, that's cruel, and that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of activity that's gonna get somebody killed. It's gonna get somebody killed because you can only push a person so far. What are you trying to do? Do you want someone to commit suicide, which they've done, and that will happen again? Or do you want them to come and shoot you in the head on that last day of their life when they are pissed off, when their life is falling apart, they're losing their kids, they're losing their house, they're losing their family, whatever. You know, don't destroy people. And that's what I'm saying. It's very, very serious. And we're going to have the lawyer come on the show and talk about this, but you can't do it, people. You know, you got to be more human. You got to be compassionate. You got to be loving, man, because this insanity, this hate, it's just ugly, man. I don't know what kind of parents you people had, you know, because my mother taught me better than that. It's just certain shit you just don't do. You just don't.
Yeah, just like, I mean, it's just hard for me to wrap my head around, and I think that's part of what you were saying earlier is like, oh, you can be a sounding board because you're not even you're not on the grid, so to speak.
Right, you just tell me, Danny, this
so
is
it's interesting to me
me
because I'm like, you know, there's maybe like 2 or 3 things in my whole life that would get me fired up about anything. You know what I'm saying? And one of them is like, don't mess with my dogs, and don't mess with my family. You know what I'm saying? And you start mentioning things like, oh yeah, well this person is getting their family messed with, and I'm like, all right, well, you know, why? Like, you know, it's like if somebody were able to come talk to my neighbor and put something in their ear bad about me, that would be pretty impressive because the people that I consider to be neighbors, like if they're actually my neighbor in the sense that I consider a neighbor to be a neighbor, you know me, or we've broken bread. We've done things that would take so much to overtake or to wash away that be like, yeah, cool. Put all the crazy people to come knock at your door and tell them crazy things about me. You know how I get down, and you know what it is, so I don't have to deal with that. That's why I don't have a lot of neighbors. That's why I don't have friends. That's why I don't care about likes.
Wait a minute, I resemble that remark. Damn it! Damn, he been bullshitting me, Paula.
I just think that
Cheryl,
in this day and age, you have to. Well, let me ask you this. Say you are a victim or you are kind of like unduly caught up in this cyber warfare or whatever, right? Like, can you just eject? Like, can you just like say you cancel your account? I know the information and people will still be talking about you or whatever, like in the real world or whatever. But do you know anybody that's just kind of like, boop? You know what? I'm off for a while.
I see people all the time.
Oh yeah,
people all the time.
And wait a minute,
I've had it. I'm done.
Right? Yeah, they done. And that's the whole reason we brought the topic up, is because it's sad when the people leave rescue. See, on a personal level, it's one thing, but when people are getting out of rescue, that means more dogs are dying.
Part of this is a lack of innovation, at least in my looking from the outside in.
Yes,
is that people seem to use. Like, say you're in rescue and you're just a genuine person trying to do some good, and you say, hey, you know what? This makes rescuing more efficient, or it actually allows me to convey information on a light speed or whatever, right? Like, I can see how the technology, the benefits, like how they can complement what it is that you're doing or whatever, but at some point, if it has like those diminishing returns, or you say, oh, you know what? It opens me up to this whole slew of like people throwing pebbles or these people launching salvos or whatever. You need to be able to engage or find a vehicle or a platform that can still achieve what it is that you're looking to do that doesn't have that. Like, for example, you know how they have these like online communities or whatever that are very specific in terms of their nature, like their subculture that they deal with. It's like, hey, you know what? We're the pirates. We're into pirates and like how pirates get down and whole pirate culture or whatever, right? Now somebody like me that doesn't know anything like about pirates or whatever, I'm not on their forums or their community, their world or whatever, right? If I try to infiltrate and pose as a pirate or whatever, that community is so tight that I would easily be exposed. Like Facebook is too varied in order to preserve that kind of the uniquity and the beauty of that subculture.
Right.
So as people in rescue,
it's like the art.
Perhaps we need to engage somebody in technology or amongst ourselves, find a platform or a vehicle that satisfies the good aspects and doesn't rely on a Facebook or something that's not being policed or handled properly. Are there things like that out there? Like
yes and no, but for one part, I want to say a major part of that, probably 75% of that of what you're saying, is that's what we do. That's what we've been doing for the past 3 years. You know, that's what
I felt like this was. That's what I felt like, when I say there's a lack of innovation, part of what appealed to me about doing this show was that it was innovative. It's like, oh, you know what? There aren't anybody doing a live animal you've got the wonderful people that are killing it with radio, like Fred Cray and Debbie Dahmer, and people that have these shows like Blog Talk. I'm like, that's innovative. It was innovative. You know what I'm saying? What we're doing is innovative,
and we're gonna be even more innovative when we're gonna do late night. Oh Lord, I ain't gonna say nothing about that.
But
yet.
by creating a new,
you can't stop me.
Using a new innovative platform like this, you're able to control at least some of the in and out. If there's a crazy person on this show, it's because, hey, you know what? They got invited, and we're not afraid of crazy person or whatever.
That's right.
But if you say as a result of that crazy person, I'm starting to get calls, I'm like, yeah, you know what? It is a radio show. You're still tied on Facebook, but I don't have those problems.
That's right.
I was fishing last week. You know what I'm saying? I was chilling.
Hey, well, I want to say this though, because as I said, that what your statement was, 75% of that is what I hope that we represent, to the many people. That's why this is so pissing me off, because I've never had haters in my life. I've had people with little jealousies and shit, but my energy is good. I'm looking at the Pitbull energy drink, it's like my energy, the world that I live in is one of peace and love, and hey, even I had money, I had lost money, I had made money, I get money comes, that money ain't what it's about. I'm at peace, baby, in life, and I live the no drama zone. So this is really shocking for me. So, okay, that's the 75%. Now, on the other 25%, as you say, out of social media and with rescue and stuff, the people who I've talked to who are really the rescuers, because these are drama queens for the most part. The people who are busy doing the work of rescue, they ain't on Facebook. They ain't got time to sit up there and
Paula's on Facebook.
Bullshit. Paula, yeah, but I ain't talking. But Paula ain't in the drama queen stuff. See that I'm saying. But Paula's not a rescuer either. See, Paula is a cross poster. Paula helps share dogs. She helps. But that's all part of the mix. That's how it all comes together. Everybody does their part. But she's not pulling dogs out of the shelter. Go ahead, Paula. I'm sorry. I start talking.
Here's how I look at it. Okay, a dog's life, the rescue, the rescue world is a puzzle, okay? Everybody is a piece of that puzzle, okay? The shelters have the dogs. There are transporters, there's pullers, there's rescues, there's pledgers, there's networkers. There's people who share the dogs from groups. So to me, it's everybody is a piece to the puzzle. I'm just a small piece down in the corner. What I do is I get the dogs out there so that people can pledge on them, so that they can see them, so people can see that they need transport. I'm kind of the projector guy, I guess, or something. You know, I get the dog out there.
Well,
so
Jay,
that
let me
people
ask you
can see
this,
it.
because you just said something that comes back down to the crux of this problem too, Danny, is have you seen this kind of hate inside the cross-posting people?
No, not really.
Okay, so then, and it's not amongst the foster people. So it comes back to two things. It's the
money.
The money, these pledges. You know, these people are trying to tear people down because they're all fighting over the dogs and the money
Yeah.
behind the dogs. And they need to set the pledge up, just like we said before, so the human beings never get access to
Well,
the
that
fucking
makes
money.
that makes a whole lot of sense to me because you know, like then you begin to speak language that I understand. Like when I think about like that example that I brought up earlier, and Cheryl could probably speak more to it. Like when you engage a newspaper and they write like kind of like a one-sided thing or whatever. And we talked about it when we were doing that show. It's like, yeah, you know what? You're writing on a dying platform. You're trying to sell some papers. You're trying to get people agitated so that they'll look at or subscribe
to
or
that,
buy that piece of. It's like that tabloid
right,
syndrome or
right,
whatever.
right.
But it does come back down to follow the money, because you'd be
Right.
like, why would somebody write something that's so one-sided after? Why would you even take the time to interview me for an hour if you're not going to use this information? Oh, I get it. You're trying to follow the money, basically.
Right.
You're trying to hit the bottom line. And most often, you can always reduce things to something like that. Like the money is one of those common denominators that if you follow a lot of BS and any different type of subject matter or whatever, you'd be like, follow the money. Like,
Right.
why would you want to go out and kill like hundreds of thousands of dolphins and whales? Like that's got to be purely evil, right? Like,
Right.
oh, no, I'm not evil. I'm just about my money. Like,
Right.
oh, that dude's evil though. It's like we got two evil dudes and four dudes about their money, and that's
Right.
who's on this boat, and that's why we kill
Right.
all these dolphins. We got two evil dudes, or we got two evil women, and three people on the internet or whatever. We're trying to get this pledge money up,
Right.
and it's just a hustle. Like, and it makes
Right.
a lot of
And
sense
guys-
to me.
Yeah. Yes.
Guys, there's one more aspect to that. Yes, it's the money, but you add to that animal welfare just has a tendency, for some reason, to attract people that are emotionally unstable or have some sort of
That'd be me.
emotional need to be heard, to be seen, to be valued. You know, so
Why you say
add
that? What makes you think that?
Think about it,
No, you're totally-
you're all very normal. We're
That's
all
right. That's
perfectly sane or whatever.
That's right.
That's damn straight. That's a good comment,
Yeah,
Cheryl.
we need the temp test.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be crazy
Exactly.
folks, but you're absolutely right. I mean, you see,
Yeah.
I mean, you can find a hardened criminal. You put a puppy in his face, watch what happens to him. You got an emotional,
And I'm not
void.
saying there's anything wrong with them. I'm just saying that their approach to it is much more emotional and based on their own emotional health or whatever than it is on reality, what needs to be done.
Yeah, you know, one thing, okay, because I'm going to make this last statement in 1 minute, and then we're going to do the dogs, Chris, so you can get
Dogs,
ready. And
yay.
The one thing that I've noticed, Danny and Paula and Cheryl, is that in the entire couple of months that we got drug into this world and we stepped into it, the one thing that I have not seen, and I'm letting out my little secret wish now, okay, that I've been watching for Cheryl, I've been watching for Paula, and Cheryl, I've heard you say this from time to time, and I've heard Paula say it, you know, but I've been watching these people in this whole insanity. And do you know, I've never heard anybody say, I apologize.
Nope, won't hear it.
Nobody
They're right.
is fucking
Never.
wrong.
They're right.
They're all so right. What's wrong with that's insanity right there? What did I say when I a couple of weeks ago, Paula? I was like, hey, if I offended
You
anybody,
apologize to
I can't.
everybody.
Yeah, it's like because it took me out of my character. It took me out of who I am. It drug me into the insanity. And I know, as I said, they say, what would Jesus do? I don't know. I never met Jesus. All right, maybe one day, Allah, Jehovah, Buddha, any of the day. But I know what Jeanette Carter would do. Okay, Jeanette Carter would smack your ass in the back of the head. She'd send that pan flying across the room. Those keys would be coming. Hey, ain't none of that. Don't make me stop this car. No, car stopping.
Yeah.
Your ass is whooped.
Yeah.
I only got that. Don't make me pull over one time. All right? After that, it was like you know what not to do. So if you do it, you just expect car pulling over. You get an ass whooped. Mama will pull me out of the seat in the 6th grade Catholic school, St. Cyril, Chicago. I mean, my mother was the secretary at the school, Paula. She'd come into the classroom. Pardon me, sister. Pull me out of the classroom, take me out in the hall, spank my ass in the hallway, and I'm screaming. My scream is going all throughout the whole school, right? Take me back into the class, set me down in that seat on that fresh hot ass, and say, "Sister, he won't get you no trouble no more."
So does the rescue community need a Jeanette Carter?
Yeah, they need my mama.
They need a paddle. Somebody on paddle duty.
That rescue need an ass whipping. That's what they need.
Because I mean, they're just
you can't be
ineffective
wrong,
at policing
you can't be
themselves, right?
Yeah, you can't be right all the time. So ask yourself, when was I wrong? When did I step over the line? Cause there's people out there pissed off right now. This woman Donna Barone and the Desiree, they ain't wrong. They ain't been wrong in 20 years. How you living? How's your life? Are you happy? No, I don't think so. Okay, maybe you should say, maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe I'm going about this wrong. It's some other people too. We'll get to y'all later on. But I'm just tired of the bullshit. So when we come back, we're gonna take us a little vacation. But when we come back, it's going to be a whole new kind of thing. We're going to do the what did the troll say. We're going to, as you said, the media, don't mess with the media. We the media, okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like we do something.
Y'all going to get it right.
Innovative.
Or I'm going to expose it. I'm going to just expose it. I ain't in the rescue, but I'm going to tell the truth because y'all telling the truth. I'm going to see if you guys are going to be responsible. So you keep writing, you keep destroying people's lives, and we're going to be the CNN of the scum.
I'm just saying, one thing I want to say is that if you do have to use these platforms, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or whatever, because it does have some genuine impact on the good work that it is that you're doing, at the very least, use the internal controls that those platforms have to try to reduce or mitigate the stuff. Like, if I post something on YouTube, I upload something, there's a little button that says, do not allow comments. Boop. They don't have to deal with anybody, a troll or whoever, saying whatever it is that they want to say about my video. But some people, they say, oh no, allow comments because I want to hear what it is that people say.
Right.
And then anybody with a YouTube account can go on there and blast your PSA about why it's evil to fight dogs or whatever. And you're like, well, press that button, yo. Like, if you got Facebook and you got pictures of your family or whatever, things that you don't want somebody crazy using Photoshop and making a crazy meme about, put the private setting on your photo gallery. What are you getting out of sharing pictures of your daughter to millions of people that you don't know?
But why shouldn't she be able to? That's what the whole thing. To her family.
You can.
Well, you can pick and choose. But
how many other platforms are there to send a picture to the people that are your actual friends?
No, hey, I tell you what.
I guarantee you these crazies, these trolls aren't banging on Pinterest or like some other application that's more suited for what it is that you're doing. People,
God.
People
don't give them any more ideas.
People open up their door, and then you get mad at that the crazy inmates know how to hop over something that has a little barbed wire.
So hey, listen, I want you. Cheryl, I want you to hold that thought, and you and Danny gonna close it out when we come back with your thoughts. We're gonna turn it over to Cheryl and to Paula and the dogs. But I want to say to everybody out there right now, whatever you're typing, cool. good or bad, we gonna see it, and we'll read, and we'll let everybody else know what's going on. All right, so this is the thing. Danny said, we the media. You ain't got no friends. Those are Facebook friends. Everybody that you think is your friend are sending me your stuff. Okay? We the media. Everybody knows we're trying to do something good. And if I fuck up, I apologize. I ain't got no problem with it. I'm not trying to be God, but I'm going to make it right.
Monsters can only live in the dark.
That's right, Mama. I'm going to remake everybody. Under my mom. What?
Cheryl, send me a picture so I can Photoshop you into a Dalai Lama robe with all these sage comments you've been coming with today.
Right.
You need to write a book and send it to me. I'll put that on my shelf.
You know, these people be crank calling, and they can, if they got your phone number, they can make it like your number shows up.
This brothers don't be answering their phone from anything. Like, caller ID is probably the most significant invention of all time.
Right.
Because it allows us to not only dodge the bill man, but it also dodge crazy ass fools like y'all.
No, but I'm saying, Danny, she calls with your number.
With whose number?
Your number come up, and this would be this insane person.
Whose number?
Yours.
You mean she'll call you with my number?
Yeah, she called me with Lamore's number. She calls me with Wendy's number. She calls me with everybody that we had on. She calls me with Christine's number. She calls me. Christine never been on the show. This is some hateful, evil, insane shit. And I'm gonna make sure you pay though, baby.
That's awesome.
Each one, how you used to be a quarter for a phone call? They're gonna cost you $1,000 each one of them calls. We'll be. Do we need to take a break? Huh?
We gotta save the dogs too. And a home for you. And we gotta save education just to get it all the way through. We gotta save the dogs too. Put them in a home for you. And we gotta save education just to get it all the way through.
I think that means it's your time.
That's our doggy song. Okay, Chris. First up, we have this cute black and white 1-year-old male. He is in kennel 27. Next up, we have Sheba. She has a name. She's in kennel 22. She was an owner release. Guess what the reason is? They're moving. Only people in the world to ever move. Amazing. Next up, we have and kennel 25, and this is outside. This is a male pit bull. Sorry, the picture isn't very good on that one. Poor guy. Next up, we have a friendly male. He's black, and he's in kennel 24. Now we have kennel 23, and this is an outside kennel, a dark brindle and white male, and he's pawing at the gate. He wants out. He wants to come home with you. Now we have Daisy. Daisy is in kennel 71. She's a white boxer, and she's about 3 years old. So that's the one that we have a lot of information on. Now we have Dee Dee. Dee Dee is in kennel 61. She is a fawn colored boxer, and she's very sweet, and she's shy. She's about 1 year old. Okay, those are our dogs today, and they are located on the page Save Inland Valley Humane Society Dogs, and you can call them for additional information on any of these dogs. The number is 909-623-9777, and that is in Pomona, I hope I said that right, California. And that's our dogs for today. Somebody to come and get them out of there and get them to safety so they can be happy and live happily ever after.
All right. Hey. Let's get some homes, baby. We gotta
Love
save
the
the
dogs.
dogs too. Hey,
Can I say something real quick?
no way.
You said hold on
It's
to
gonna
that
be
thought.
quick.
Go right
Joe.
ahead.
Danny, what you were saying before is very valid about, making your account private and all that other stuff. But my question is, how much are we uncrazy people supposed to limit ourselves to keep the crazies out? I used to see seminars for how to deal with hard to deal with people or whatever, and I'm going, what the fuck? Why don't we have a seminar for the hard to deal with people, how not to be so freaking hard to deal with?
Exactly. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, and I think there is a line, and there is clearly like another side to it. I think that's part of the reason why you have attorneys and you have people
Yeah.
that are when you're dealing with something that is so new, like all these internet laws and cyberbullying and things like that. It's like, yeah, you know what? We do have to unfortunately wait for them to kind of dictate or mandate what the rules are, so that the crazies can be subject to things that are kind of like that exist by themselves. But until then, we have to exercise our due diligence and stuff. Like, you know what? It's like, yeah, you know what? I think I have some nice neighbors or whatever, but I got some deadbolts too, and a couple of
Right.
a couple of heaters inside if you want to come do that. I
Yeah.
do have a reasonable expectation of privacy in my home, but
Yeah.
I personally feel like that once I begin to step outside, especially into like cyberspace, this thing that it kind of like we don't even know if it really exists or whatever. Like we kind of lose some of that. We lose some of that expectation, and as people that are we feel are on the good side or trying to do things that are socially valuable, we have a responsibility to not only take care of ourselves but also the people around us. And maybe that's donating our extra little money that we don't have to the mental health societies or whatever, to try to get these people like, whatever. Maybe it's trying to do things like this, like just have a forum and spread some joy and save some animals and do our good thing for the day or for the week. And maybe at the same time too, maybe it's smacking up a couple people too when they step out of line. And that's I don't think that's always wrong either. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like,
agree,
you know what?
Danny.
If you want to get smacked up, you got to at least come through. You got to come through these 3 doors into the studio and get smacked around a little bit. But I don't have those problems, and it's very difficult for me to wrap my head around people that have some of these problems. When I say, it just seems like I can just eject. If I don't want to go outside and deal with my crazy neighbor, or if I don't want to deal with the cop bothering me where I parked at, I don't have to drive. I don't have to do some of these things. Yeah, it may limit certain parts of my life, but not the part that actually makes me happy and contributes to my general well-being. And those things,
You're
I would
right,
never
Danny.
change anything about those things, those
yeah.
core things. But the little superfluous things, I'm like, you know what? Some chick with some group of people that like to have their same matching T-shirts at some park, you can never hurt my feelings about
Right,
what it
that's
is that
right.
you're doing. Like, come on. man.
And
Let's chill.
I want to say this too. Oh shit, 64. I'm 64 next month. I can't remember what the fuck I was doing.
Hey,
no.
hey, real quick though. Did you know? Did you guys hear? Our buddy Gordon Shell is back in the news. Did you see that story?
No, what?
So I mean, I'm a football guy, a Broncos fan, so don't hate if you want to start sending me
Michael
hate
Vick.
email or whatever. But the Steelers picked up Michael Vick, right,
Mm-hmm.
as a backup
Oh,
quarterback or
no.
whatever. So
Right.
Steelers fans are like, especially the ones that own dogs or whatever, are like up in arms. They're just like, oh, this is the worst. Like, we can't. Why would you pick up this dude? I thought he was out of the league or whatever.
Right.
So they're having a hard time. And what Gordon has done is he's, he has those
Yeah,
shirts that
fight
say
me,
"Fight me,
Mike
Mike
Vick."
Vick" or whatever.
I got one.
So he's offering to send Steeler fans these shirts without the shipping cost. They have to pay for the shirts,
Right.
but he's got them in Steeler colors and stuff,
Right.
and kind of as a way to help assuage their their sadness
anger,
and
yeah.
their anger, but also to raise awareness and to put some Good stuff. Hey, there goes Paula. Look, she got the Mike Vick.
There it is. See?
Yeah.
You go, Dr.
So
Shell.
Gordon's got these in the Steeler colors, the black and yellow. So if you're in Steeler land and you're feeling a little bit down about having to have Mike Vick represent your squad, go ahead and pick up one of those shirts. It goes to a good place. Gordon's a great guy, and he's doing his best to fight some of these issues and bring them all to light. And I know a dude like that, he's on the front line. He deals with a lot of BS as well. You know what I'm saying? And
It's my hero.
You know, that's all we can do is just support people that are having a tough
That's
time.
right.
So if you're having a tough time, somebody's banging on you on Facebook, or somebody's making your day rough, Foster, Paula, Cheryl, anybody,
If somebody
or whatever,
is on the,
it's like, you know what? Give me your address. I'll send you a box of chocolates or something that'll just light up your day. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
right.
Because
Somebody's looking
Send us a
over your
puppy.
fence.
I never met a. I
with
never met
cameras.
a.
Somebody's got binoculars.
Never met
standing
a,
on,
ran
on
into
your
a problem
property.
that chocolate couldn't fix.
There
so,
you go.
You know what I'm saying? If
That's
these
right.
weirdos got
Well,
more
keep your
power than
clothes on
chocolate,
then.
you know.
That's right. And if you're diabetic and you can't take the sugar, then from the real chocolate, get yourself a chocolate man. Ooh, you hear that?
Puppy,
Hey, shameless plug. Hey, listen, Breeder X, everybody.
Or
Breeder
a sugar-free Pitbull energy drink.
Sugar-free Pitbull energy drink. HipHopBev.com.
Hey.
Yeah. So, hey, guys, it's been wonderful. We truly appreciate you. We just want to spread some love. Paula, can we get a little love in the house?
Yes, we can. We just need to pass it along to each other.
There you, Cheryl.
There you go. Oh, damn right. Love everybody.
We need it. Just
Love
love.
you all.
Okay, love is the only way.
Get your ass out the house and go fishing.
That's right.
my-
And if you feel bad,
Unplug for a second, man.
yeah, go watch episode 2 of Breeder X. Leave a comment, share it with your friends. If you feel bad, you watch episode 2, you'll feel good. You'll be happy.
Go
Count your
visit your
blessings.
neighbor. Go visit
Right?
your neighbor and make an actual good friend, somebody that's gonna have your back when things
That's
go-
right, because
go
there's a
haywire.
hole in the bucket.
And I'm looking forward to this. What did the trolls say? That sounds like some fun, man.
We're going to have big fun.
I ain't online, but I'm gonna have some fun with
yeah,
that.
that's where we're going to take
You're
it to
going to
the
be
Jay.
scared, Danny.
Jay
Yeah,
Leno,
I can
man.
tell. I can already tell. If my head starts spinning around like The Exorcist, I'm gonna have to edit that out. But hey, I'm an editor. You know what I'm saying? So I got that skill set.
All right, one
have
love,
the
guys, and we
technology.
may be back Tuesday. If we stay here, we'll be back Tuesday. If not, then we'll see you in a couple of weeks. All right, Paula will let you guys know. Thank you so much. Bye.
I'm a pit bull, and I approve this message.